Go ahead.
And she was like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And she went down the road to ask, there was like my brother and my older brother and like his friends were like play fighting. And she went down there being dramatic, screaming like, can someone help her, because she drove the car into the pond. That's what she kept on telling everyone down there, and no one would help her. And she went back home and her parents called the cops, and the cops came and she blamed everything on me.
I want to know how your little brother got in the back of the car.
He opened
I want to know how your little brother, who's 6, got into the back of the car. Just think about what you're saying to you know. I'm smart. Think about how your little brother got into the back of the car.
He opened up the door of the back of the car.
He opened up the door of this big car, and then he sat down in the back seat. And then he reached over to close the door because the doors were closed.
Yes.
Right. And where did you think you were going with him in the back seat of the car?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
We were just like playing around though. We weren't like really about to drive somewhere. He came to the front and then jumped out the window with me.
He came to the front and jumped out which window?
The driver's seat.
And how did she get out of the car?
She opened it from the outside.
You jumped out the window of the driver's side with your brother. That's what you just told me.
Yes, ma'am.
And she opened the door.
Yes.
Did she open the passenger door?
No.
What door did she open?
The driver.
Impossible. How could she open the driver's door and you jump out the window of the driver door? If she opened the driver door, you could have just gotten out of the driver door.
I know, but she was in front of the door trying to stop the car.
Nah.
Yes, ma'am.
Nah. How old are you?
13.
And you?
14.
Do you know how you can tell a teenager is lying? How?
They can't keep up with what's been.
When their mouths are moving. That's how you know. So I think they're probably both responsible for this business. I don't care whether you agree or not. And you paid allegedly $1,200 for a car, and you're suing Miss Jackson for $4,500. That's a pretty decent margin for a car that you were embarrassed to take to a family gathering. Do you understand? So if you paid $1,200 for a car 6 months ago, maybe it's worth $1,000 now. And if it's worth $1,000 now, and if I think that both of these teenagers had something to do with your car getting damaged and wet, then you're each going to be responsible for half. So I'm awarding you $500. Period.
The car.
No.
I had
Listen to me.
find rides to work.
I don't care.
I had to pay.
I don't care. Use your truck.
We had to share the truck, and she had to schedule for mine, and I had a friend that I
Listen
had
to me,
set
Mr.
up
Williams.
with.
You allegedly paid $1,200 for this 25-year-old car.
Your Honor.
I think that your daughter and the defendant's daughter
put a lot of work
I'm
into it.
speaking, are responsible for this accident. The defendant is going to pay $500 for half the damage to the car.
Oh.
And if you want to buy another 25-year-old car for $1,000, you should do that. That's my judgment. We're finished. Thank you.
Wait, Your Honor. I have here proof.
That's my judgment.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Because I know how my daughter was raised, and I know she wouldn't lie to me about that.
I know her daughter. Her daughter was not raised like she's saying how she was raised.
There was obviously a split of liability between the children for the accident.
That little girl and her mama are very disrespectful, and when it happened,
To better supervise their children and not leave keys for children.
when they came out, they were acting all nonchalant, like they didn't know what was happening.
To put things away because they could always take other keys and do bad stuff.